All right, this is lesson two. So lesson two, we are looking at water cycle. Okay, so water cycle, what is water cycle? So when you look at water cycle, it means the way in which water move around the earth. Okay, it never stops. So there are actually four main processes that if you can look at how it actually move. So you can see that water recycling machine. Earth is a huge water recycling machine. Okay, so it moves in cycle. This cycle never stops. As long as there is a sun, the cycle keeps on going. Yeah. So you can see here. So the water cycle is composed of three steps here. The first step that you can see would be evaporation, right? So if you look here, without the diagram, you will see evaporation. So the sun heats the water from the ocean, river, and lake and change that water into vapor or gas. And all this gas goes up into the air, right? Then step two is it condenses. The vapor changes, okay, changes into the clouds. So if you see here, this is the start heat, right? Heating the water, the sun heats it and makes it a vapor. And this vapor is later being condensed, right? Condensation means that it changes into the clouds. Yeah. Later on, with enough energy, it falls back as precipitation. Precipitation means that from the cloud, when it's too heavy, okay, and all the ingredient is ready, okay, it changes that cloud into rain, snow, sled, or even hails. Yeah. So this is the third step. Then it falls onto the earth surface back again. So see, you have precipitation. From here, it falls into the ocean, lake, rivers, or even underground, right? And then the cycles repeat itself again. So you can see here, this goes back up, right? And then repeat itself. Okay, so that's the water cycle. So in this case, the powerhouse or the ones giving the energy or cause the water cycle would be this guy here, the sun. Okay, so when you look at the diagram here, you can see the sun. The sun is the one causing everything, right? Even evaporation and condensation and precipitation. Okay, so know these words. Yeah, evaporation means water changes into water vapor. Condensation is water vapor cools and form clouds, then causes precipitation. Water falls back to the earth. Okay, all right. So evaporation, again, evaporation means water change from liquid to gas. Okay, evaporates. There's another term called transpiration. Transpiration means water vapor coming out from the plant leaf. So you know that the leaf itself holds water, right? So when it becomes water vapor from the plant leaf, we call it transpiration. Okay. Even animal and people also give off water vapor. We call that persi- sorry, perspiration. Okay. So this is animals and human adding water vapor through the sweat. Then you have condensation. Condensation means that the water vapor rise and goes up, right? And cools and turn back to liquid drops. Okay. All right, let's see this precipitation. Precipitation, as you know, that can be in the form of rain, snow, sled, or hails. Yeah. So this is falling back of water that are in form of clouds onto the earth. All falling water are called precipitations. Okay. Then you have, if you look at this is the same. Collection is same as this. Surface runoff, right? Similar to it. So the precipitation gather around and stays on the surface, right? Some goes to the ocean, some goes to the lake, right? So as you can see here, there is another term here, aquifer, right? So this means underground storage area for groundwater. You can see here if you zoom in. So as water come down, so if it's on the surface, it's either called lake or river, right? But if it's coming underground through the rock or the soil, you can have unconfined aquifer or confined aquifer, right? So there are many kinds of aquifer. So you can have the top part of the water, we call it water table, which is the top part of the groundwater. Yeah? So you can drill the well down, see, and then you can get all these water up, pump it up. Yeah. All right, so this is transpiration, as I told you. There's a tiny opening here, as you can see, that releases the water. With enough heat, it becomes vapor. So that's the process of transpiration. Okay, so about 10% of water vapor in air comes from plant. Keep that in mind, yeah? All right, so temperature. When you have high temperature, the evaporation speed of leaf increases, right? Okay, so extreme heat causes plant to close their leaf opening to avoid losing too much water. So when there's a cool water, this transpiration slows down. Okay, all right. Humidity, the word humidity means how dry the air is, right? So if it's too dry, we call it low humidity. If it's humid, if it's not too dry, if it's too wet, we call it high humidity. Okay, so the wind movement and the air movement also cause the moisture in the air. So humidity is actually the moisture in the air. Okay, then you have plants. This is, oh, that's it.